Hey witches, welcome back to the channel. This is Hecterios. It's been a while since I've been on the channel, so today I decided to come on and sort of give you all a little bit of a tour of my new fairy altar that I have set up. So I decided to put this in my window. I'm just going to get right into this video, guys. I decided to put the fairy altar in my window. So, well, before I sort of give the tour, I want to say I've worked with fairies off and on for several years now. Going back to like 2013 is really when I started purposely trying to work with fairies in a more like magical, ritualized way. And it's sort of been off and on. I haven't kept it as, anything major in my practice. But really this last year, 2018, I really wanted to get more into it. And so I did start incorporating it more into my daily practice. And I feel like I've reached the point to where I wanted to have an entire altar dedicated to my fairy work. So that's why I decided to do this fairy altar. I put it in my window that's facing the north direction because this window in particular is where I had my first encounter with a fairy in this place. I've had encounters with fairies throughout my life, but in this home and sort of in a magical, ritualized working way, I had a fairy appear in this window actually back in 2013. And I sort of talked about this, I think, in one of my videos where I was talking about Fanny, my spirit doll. She was a fairy. And I think I told the story about how she just appeared to me in a vision in front of this window, just there. So basically, for that reason, I've just felt like this window would be good to use as. Plus, it's also facing north, and I feel like that's the direction of earth spirits and nature spirits as well. So it just felt right to me to put this altar in the north window like that. So I guess I'm going to sort of just talk about the things that I have placed here and the reasons why. So I also put a smaller like little table thing down here on the ground directly with some different things on it. And the windowsill itself has mainly, I wanted the windowsill to be like an energy portal or like an energy center. And down here, this is like the more of the workspace area. So in the windowsill itself, I have an angel statue that belonged to my grandma. And she gave it to me. So that's there. I have a bunch of amethyst and rose quartz and spirit quartz, celestite, selenite, the Super 7 stone that was gifted to me by Barbie. Thank you for that. I love that so much. I have some feathers here from different birds that I've just collected that I found outside. I have some little crystal spheres and stuff. Well, this is just a glass paperweight, but this is selenite also from Barbie. And well, actually this one's obsidian and this one's onyx. I was gonna say 2 black onyx, but I forgot that one was obsidian. And then I have this colorful bottle here. I also put like some thumbtacks there so I could hang my fairy talismans. and just have them there all the time beside the fairy altar. On this side, I have my chakra crystal quartz point and my dragonfly totem with my moldavite stone as well. And then I just put some crystals up here at the top as well. So there's that. Also in here, I have some, I think, seashells and stuff in there with a huge amethyst point. So like I said, I wanted this part to really just build up a high vibrational, loving, highly spiritual energy to draw the fairies in. I also have some dried up roots and flowers here. Okay. Then down here in the working area, I made a bunch of these little like glass bottles, old glass bottles with twigs in them to be like little, I don't know, tree decoration type things. I kind of wanted to attract the fairies by putting these on the altar. So let me see if I can get a better angle. I thought it would look like a little forest or something area. So there's another one here, and then a bigger one. I have a dish of water as an offering. I have some honey in here as an offering. I have lavender flowers as an offering. And I have this little bowl of different crystals and shiny things and these little teeny dolls as offerings as well. And then some love oil. This stone has a bunch of holes through it. So I put the mirror there to just bring more light energy as well to the altar. And I sort of want this middle piece to be like a place for the offerings and everything, of course. This is something from spell work that I have going on, so I'm not going to go into that. I have a large quartz crystal that was gifted to me by a healer shaman. And I just have that there. As well, I have this mossy covered stone that I found in the cemetery where I work with the fairy spirits. So I brought that and incorporated that into the altar to sort of help facilitate their energies being present here as well. This might be hard to see, but back here I have some pieces of dried wood that I found in a forest that I also felt very strong fairy energies. Maybe you can see it better from this side. And I just have this little piece of antler also sitting there. Okay, then I have this like metal shelf platform thing, and I have my Himalayan salt candle holder. I think this is some sort of alabaster, or that might be completely wrong. It's some sort of crystal stone as well. Candle holder thing, but I've been burning different things in it rather than candles. I have this little lantern. Has mirrors on it as well. And I have another little offering of flowers here. They're dry, but I just want to keep them always on this altar. I'm trying to incorporate more of nature into my altars in general, because I also have some different things here on this altar. But I really want to start having a lot more plants and flowers and just bringing in sticks and stuff. And those nature vibes just throughout my room. So that's sort of what I'm aiming for lately. So definitely including that to attract the fairies as well and the nature spirits more into my home and into my room. So there you have it. That's a little altar tour of my fairy altar so far. When I first set up the windowsill one, a bunch of little birds came and like landed all back here and then flew up to the power lines up there and then like flew around and stuff. And I felt like it was very much like the fairies were letting me know that they were here. And whenever I set up this part of the altar, it happened again. Those birds came back, they landed back there, and they sort of just flew all around and stuff. I tried to get that on video. I got the first time on video, and I think I got the second time on video as well. I'll have to see if I can include that at the beginning of this. But basically, that's my little tour. Ever since I first set up the windowsill altar, I started really feeling their presence coming around throughout the day. Like from the very first day I set it up, I just started feeling them here in my room whenever I was just doing random things or whatever. There started being cold spots in my room, which has never happened before. Even in the past when I've worked with fairies, there's never really been... I keep showing my neighbor's house. I hope they don't mind that it's going to be on YouTube. But I started feeling cold spots in my room and in different spots in the room. And I started hearing knocks on the window randomly. So at first I was like, what the fuck is this? But then I was like, oh, I just set up the fairy altar. You know, that must be them letting me know that they're here. And I got a psychic impression that it was the winter fae. So I looked that up to see what that is. And apparently there really is two sort of classes of fairies. There's, and they're seasonal. There's the sort of the fairies that are associated with spring and summer. And then there's fairies that are associated with winter and fall. And I must have attracted the winter fae with this altar. And as I did more research and looked into it, you know, that makes more sense to me and the type of practice and magic that I do. So I think it's working perfectly as it should. So now that I've set up this bottom piece, I'm going to see, you know, what starts happening now with that. So I'm looking forward to it. And I will definitely probably keep doing updates if you guys are interested in this and want to know more. I kind of also just want to say like a little bit of an update real quick at the end of this. I'm working on maybe starting a new YouTube channel to start sharing some other things that's not necessarily related to magic. Like I want to start doing reaction videos to different TV shows that I watch and just other things like that that's not necessarily witchcraft stuff. So probably going to start a new YouTube channel for that. And I might start a Patreon as well. I mean, I've already been working on a Patreon like since 2017. But I haven't really wanted to migrate over to, you know, that platform. But the way that YouTube's getting lately, with all these takedowns and censoring and all this stuff, I'm looking more and more towards Patreon. Like, I fully set up my Patreon already, and probably going to start doing, you know, other witchcraft stuff that I don't share here on YouTube. I'll be sharing it there, and probably the video reactions to different TV shows and stuff I'll be sharing there as well. I'm not really sure. I'm still working on all of this. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a YouTube channel for the reaction videos or if I'm going to go with Patreon. We'll see. I'm having some issues because every time I keep trying to upload the reaction videos to YouTube, I keep getting copyright strike things. Not strikes, but copyright blocks. And they're just telling me it's not going to be viewable. So I might have to do it on Patreon. And I keep editing the videos shorter and shorter to cut out the copyrighted material. And it just keeps telling me that copyright block. So I'm going to keep messing around with that and see if I can get it to work on YouTube. And if not, I'm going to have to do them on Patreon no matter what. So I will let you guys know on that as well if you're interested in that. I'll let you know how that turns out, whether it's a new YouTube channel or the Patreon. If you want to know right now, just to like get a look at my Patreon page, how it's set up right now, you can just go to patreon.com/hectarios. Oh my gosh, look. Those birds are coming right now. So y'all know I'm not making this up. Those birds never come here, so I'm associating it with the fairy altar and the fairy magic. Okay, so I guess with that, I'll end this. I did sort of want to show you all this as well. I'm making some different stick art. I'm going to be doing a pinnacle and wrapping and binding it with this cord. I'm going to be doing some like corn god themed pieces as well. So I'm having that going on as well, guys. I made these vases and jars with larger sticks in it to just bring that as well, that nature vibe energy, to my main working altar. So that's just what I have going on. I thought I would share that. People have been asking me, because I posted pictures of the windowsill altar several days ago, and people have been asking me to do a video about it and sharing details about it and stuff. So I figured I would just come on here quickly and share some things and hopefully inspire you guys to, you know, get your magic flowing, get in touch with the fairies if that's what you want to do. And yeah, one more thing I do want to say, ever since I set up this altar, I have been sleeping so fucking well, guys. Like, I used to have insomnia really bad, and I moved my bed more closer to the window as well, because it used to be against the wall over there, and I put my ancestor altar over there on that wall and some different things. I'm still going to do more art on that wall too, and you know, whatever. I don't know why I'm including that, but I've been sleeping so well ever since I set up the fairy altar, and I've been having very vivid dreams, and the fairies have been coming into my dreams since I set up the fairy altar. So I'm very satisfied with it, and I'm very excited for continuing to work with them and seeing what comes of it. So that's going to be all for this video, and a little bit of updates and stuff. If you want to see how these pieces turn out, I'm going to sell some of them, these stick pieces. And I'm also making some other stuff that I don't have set up yet, but it's going to be like some wall hangings with like larger sticks like this and with feathers hanging down and crystals. So I'll be showing that and how the rest of the stuff turns out in pictures on my Instagram and Facebook if you want to see those. But that's basically all for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. And as always, hail to the witches, hail Hecate, and blessed be.